Greetings, Sergio and Megan. This is Dr. Gomez. This video will hopefully outline what you're supposed to do for online lab number 3, and it's parallel circuits. What you're going to be doing is using the simulation. You're gonna construct a circuit with 3 resistors in parallel, and you're looking at my template because the values that you use are going to be different than mine. In fact, let me bring up yours. So here's your template. This is the one that you'll fill out as you're running the simulation. In sheet 1, you're going to use the resistors that I've given you here. You're going to use those 3 values for R1, R2, and R3. And what you'll do is, R1 is 35 ohms, R2 is 60 ohms, R3 is 94 ohms. You're going to type those values in, there, there, and there. Then in this cell here, you want to add those resistors in parallel using the formula below in the red. Now, I don't want you, don't do the calculation on your calculator and simply type the number in here. The idea of this, the reason we're doing this in Excel, is you want to use this formula for RT, for the 3 resistors in parallel. You want to enter that formula in Excel language in that cell. The idea is you're having Excel do all the calculations for you. Then here for the simulation column, I1, I2, and I3, the currents through each of the 3 resistors. You will just get them from the current meter in the simulation. And we'll get to that in a minute. That's very easy. Then in the theory column, you're actually going to use Ohm's law and solve it and use that to calculate I1, I2, and I3. Well, that's over here. Here's Ohm's law. Well, if V is I times R, not a big deal. I is V over R. Now remember, these resistors are in parallel, so they have the same voltage across each one, which is going to be here, the 9 volts. So you're going to have to enter the correct formula to calculate I1, which is V1 over R1. I mean V over R1, excuse me. No V1, V is the same. So I1 is V over R1, I2 is V over R2, I3 is V over R3. Again, you're going to enter those formulas in Excel language. You're not just calculating them on your own and typing in the numbers. That's a waste of time. Then here in this column, you need to add the 3 simulation currents. And here in this entry here, I is the total current. You need to add in each of these cells. You're just adding I1, I2, and I3. But again, the formula is you're using Excel. Then in sheet 2, you're doing the same thing. Again, 9 volts, but the 3 resistors, and you'll see this in the simulation. You're going to use a pencil, a resistor of your choice, and a light bulb. And then you're doing the same thing. Then in sheet 3, you're putting 3 identical resistors in parallel. I'm letting you choose R1, R2, and R3. Well, I mean they're identical, but I'm letting you choose. You can use 3 50 ohm resistors, 3 72 ohm. I don't care. You choose. Okay, so let me bring up my template because obviously I'm using different values than you did. Well, first, before I bring up the simulation, right here, I'm using for R1, R2, and R3, I'm using 22 ohms, 47 ohms, and 100 ohms. Let me go ahead and just enter those values in. 22, 47, and 100. And remember, in this cell, I want, in that particular cell, which is what, C13, C15, I want Excel to do the calculation. I'm in Excel language, I'm going to type in the equation for RT. Here I'm going to type in the equation for V over R1, V over R2, V over R3. Here the simulation, you just read them off the current meter. Again, have Excel add the currents. And then you do the same thing for pencil, bulb, resistor of your choice, and 3 equal resistors. Okay, so let me go ahead and here's the link to the simulation. Let me just click on it. Here's the simulation coming up. We don't need the intro. We'll go to the lab and click again. And you see here's the circuit construction lab. And notice here to the left, you have all your circuit elements. You have your wires, battery, light bulb, resistor. You click down, switch, fuse, battery, bulb, resistor, eraser, coin, dollar bill. There's the pencil. Here the current, you can show electrons or conventional. You might want to collect values. There's your amp meter. There's your voltmeter. Well, first let's go ahead and get our battery. Let me go back up here and bring my battery. Put it down near the bottom. And notice, I think that's why I chose 9. See, the default is 9 volts. Tap to edit. I like the positive to be on the left. That's purely up to you. That's just one of my quirks. Now remember, I need to connect. For me, I'm doing a 22 ohm, a 47 ohm, and a 100 ohm in parallel. I need some wires. Let me go ahead and just build that circuit real quick. And you all are as smart or smarter than I am. If I figured the simulation out, you all can too. You know, and you want to keep it as neat as you can. But here I'm gonna, because I need to create a branch point for the 3. Actually, let me cut this. I messed up a little bit. I don't need 2 wires there. Let me get rid of this one. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I can just make this wire a little. There we go. About there looks good. Because I need to create the branch point or the junction for the 3 resistors. Okay, I need a wire here, and then a wire here, and this is going to go up. And then I need a wire here, and then one there, down. So I'm creating my branch point for the 3 resistors. I need 2 more wires there. And notice I'm trying to make, be as neat as you can, trying to make the wires, about the same length. Okay, now I need my 3 resistors. Let's start with the 22 ohm. And notice, that's why I like values. That's 10. Tap, I want 22. Down here at this bar. 22, okay. Another resistor, I want that to be the 47. Tap. And notice when you change the resistance, it gives you the correct color code. That's pretty cool. Let's say 47. Oh, I had it. I'll just, here we go. Okay, then I need 100. Tap down here, we'll go up to 100. There. Okay, so got my 3, then I'm going to need to get my amp meters. So I need wire, and then I need, here's the amp meter. I need to measure the current through R1, current through R2, and the current through R3. Then I need to close off the circuit. I need 3 more wires. It's a little bit tedious, but it's a simulation. Well, what the heck? It's sort of fun. And again, I'm trying to keep. Notice it looks pretty neat. Then I want a wire here and a wire here. And then I need a couple more, and I'm done. Sometimes my computer mouse has a mind of its own. This one down. And then right here. And then back to the battery. Yes, try to center the battery. That looks pretty good right there. And notice now the red arrows, that's conventional current. And now notice, see, the simulation is giving me my 3 currents. So 0.41 amps through the 22, 0.19 through the 47, 0.09 through the 100. Let me go ahead and enter those into my sheet. The simulation gave me 0.41, 0.19, and then 0.09. Okay. Let me just make sure I answer them correctly real quick. Yeah. 4/1/1909. Okay. Now, we're almost done. So now let me go ahead and let me do our total. I want Excel, see the formula in the red. I want to enter that formula in Excel language. So you start, whenever you want Excel to do a calculation, I'm losing my voice a little bit. You do an equals, and then I like to have a left parenthesis on the very outer edge. Then I like spaces so things are easy to read. Now I need to do 1 over. I'm doing the red formula. 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3. So 1 divided by, which is a backslash. Then I'm going to need, for the denominator, I need the outermost left parenthesis. And I need a space. Now I need to do 1 over R1. Well, I'm going to do 1 divided by. Now notice R1 is my 22. It's in cell C11. But and now that 22 is not going anywhere. So I want to enter 1 over, and then it's going to be $C, $11. And notice the 22 got highlighted. Actually, let me go back. Let me erase that. I messed up just slightly. Okay, so now I have the left parenthesis next to the equals. Then I have 1 over, and then I have the outermost left parenthesis for the denominator. And then I want a space. I need another left parenthesis before I do 1 over R1. So I need another left parenthesis. Now I do 1 divided by R1, which is $C, $11. And see the 22 got highlighted in blue. Close that parenthesis. Now a space plus a space, another left parenthesis for 1 over R2. 1 divided by $C, $12. Close off the parentheses surrounding 1 over R2. Then space plus space, left parenthesis, 1 divided by R3, which is $C, $13. See the 100 head. Close off that parenthesis, a space, close off the leftmost parenthesis in the denominator, and then I need to close off the left parenthesis closer to the equal sign. And see, everything should match up. Then you hit check. And see, and that's the correct value. And notice I put the units in for you. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the theoretical currents. Remember, I1 is the current through R1. Remember Ohm's law. Remember, they're in parallel. So the voltage across each resistor is the same. So I1 is equal to V over R1. So I'm going to enter this formula. Equals, parentheses. Now, then I like a space just to see. Now remember, the voltage is the 9 volts. Well, the 9 is in cell C8. That's going to be the same for I1, I2, and I3. So I'm going to do $C, $8. Now divided by R1. Well, R1 is in C11. So $C, $8 divided by C11. Space, close my parentheses. Let me hit check. And notice the percent error automatically updates itself. So I know I entered the formula incorrectly. See, 0.41, 0.4091. Now, I don't have to retype this equation 2 more times. I'm just going to hover over the cell and see the lower right corner. When you get the crosshair, just hold the left mouse button down and drag it. And look at that. And see the percent errors are very low. Okay. Now, what about the totals? What about this value and this value? Well, again, we want Excel to do everything. Let me go to the simulation column. Click in the first value, hold down the left mouse button, drag down to where you want the total to go. I want to go in cell F15. Then you'll go up and do auto sum and click and do the first one, sum. Excel added them for me. Likewise, do the same in the theory. Go down, auto sum, sum. and see that, and the percent error automatically updates itself. So there you go. Now I was trying to, I would like you to insert a screenshot of one of your circuits into your Excel file. But every time I try to do a screenshot, it closes the PowerPoint video. So maybe we'll pass on the screenshot. But I would, if you can figure out how to get one in there, go ahead. Um, and then you're doing the same thing for sheet 2. For sheet 2, and again, don't destroy your circuit, leave it. Sheet 2, you need to use a pencil, a bulb, and a resistor. So, what you'll do is, if I were doing it, I'm going to get rid of the 22. So I'm going to cut it, and cut it. And I'm going to use I'll use the pencil. And the pencil has, try to make it, a little bit. Yeah, pencil half. That's right. Now I need the light bulb. I'll get rid of the 100. I don't think it really matters. And he's gone. And let me go ahead and get a bulb. And the bulb happens to be 10, which is fine. And look at that. Then you're going to, do the same thing. So, it's pretty neat. Now let me just see. And then you do the same thing for 3 identical resistors of your choice. And remember, use the values on your template. Do not use my values. Now let me go ahead and see if I can get that screenshot in. And if not, then if you can figure it out, fine. If not, don't worry about it. But if I can figure it out, like I said, the last time I tried to do this video, when I tried to do a screenshot, it automatically stopped the video and asked me to save it. But we're good. So let me go ahead and see if I can do the screenshot. Okay, I just clicked print screen. Let me go to here. Let me do paste. Yes. Yeah, so what you want to do is include a screenshot of your circuit. Just one of them. I don't need to see all 3. Just one. I just want to see how neat it is, and so I can see what you did. And so, actually, let me not. Yeah. So there's a screenshot. This would actually go. If I'm doing that, that would actually go in my sheet 2. So, yeah. So just do one. You don't have to do 3, and just size it so it's not. I just want to see what one of your circuits looks like. There you go. And so that's it. So let me go ahead and save this video, and you all can get started. And then I'm a little bit behind in the online labs, and I'll get your next 2 online labs posted next week, 4 and 5. Alrighty. So let me go ahead and save this video.